Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel GK Tech Insight. Today we will learn some Excel techniques and some shortcuts. So we will divide into two sections. First we will start with some techniques and then we'll deep dive into the shortcuts. Before we start, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on the content. Let's deep dive into it. Okay, so first one, we will see how to create a pivot table from the data set. Okay, so I have this data set. Okay, product, year, sales, cost, profit, and margin percent. So how you want to create the pivot, right? It's very simple. You just select the entire data set what you have, go to the insert menu, click on the pivot table, and then click on this from table range here. It will ask whether you want to create this pivot on the new worksheet or in the existing worksheet. Let the default option be new worksheet. You can click on OK. So it will take you to the new worksheet here. Okay, now you want to see what is my sale, right? Total sales by each product by year, right? So how you can do that? You can select product and put it in the row column, so all the product will list it down here. Okay, and let's put year in the column section. It will give you 2022 23 year. Okay, and let's put sales column here. So all the sales column will come over here and it will give you the sum of all the values here, and it will give a grand total. So it will tell you my 5-star product total sale it has done as 10,50,000 overall, right? And so on for Cadbury, Ferrero Rocher, and so on. So you can just quickly through pivot you can see all the summation of across the product across the year. You can quickly do that, right? So now I can do go ahead and do that. I can change the aggregate function here. What you need to do is you can go ahead and click on value field setting, and then either you want to do sum, you can do average, max, min, and so on, right? So you can change the function also, and instead of having a sum, you can apply the average function also here. For now, let it be sum over here. We can add few more columns. Let's say if I want to add cost also to see what was my total cost across the product and by year, right? So I can go ahead and select, drag it, select the cost value, and just put it over here, right, on top. So before that it will say okay, total cost was this much for year 2022 and for 23, and what was the total cost, right, across year 22 and 23 year. So this is a very useful function where you want to do some summation, average, and all, right, across and you want to play around with the data set, right, and derive some values out of it. Trick number two. Okay, so let's move on to the second sheet now. Okay, so let's say you have a sheet here and you want to automate the task, right? Let's say you want to highlight this, right? You want to make it bold, you want to make it italic, you want to color those text, you want to highlight some color font here. So you have to click multiple clicks, right? And you want to repeat this task in each and every sheet. So one way to avoid this repetitive task is to record your macro. Now how does macro works, right? So what you need to do is, so let's say you go to the developer menu. Okay, click on record macro and give a useful name, format. Okay, and just press so give a shortcut key Ctrl+F, click OK. Okay, now it has started recording a macro. Now whatever steps you will perform, it will start recording it. Okay, Control B, italic this one, and highlight this column. Okay, and then you can go to the developer menu again and you can stop this recording. So you see this, I have did click multiple times, right, to in order to have this format. Now what I can do is I can go to the sheet here. Okay, I can go to the developer menu, I can click on macro, and then I can just click on run, right? This is one way to do it. Now I can go ahead and use the shortcut key also, which I have created, right, during the macro creation. I can press Ctrl+F, it will automatically format the rows the way I want it, right? So this is very useful feature where you can avoid the repetitive task. Okay, trick number three. Now let's say if you want to identify some min value or max value, right? Let's say out of this data set I want to, let's say, find out second highest value, right? Or I want to find fifth highest value. I mean there are multiple ways to do it, right? you can sort the order, and then you can find out in ascending and descending order, you can find it out. But let's say if you want to find out some middle value, right, it will be very difficult for us, I mean, to find out those exact value. You have to scroll down and find out, okay, this is the middle, this is the mid value. For now, there's an out of the box, there's a feature right from the Excel where you can utilize this feature. Let's say go ahead and press equal, type large. Okay, select the array where you want to find out the value, right? So go ahead and then press comma, and then let's say I want to find out the second highest value out of this entire column, right? I will close the round bracket and then press enter. So what it will does is it will give me the second highest value here. Now if you go back and scroll down here, right, this is the highest value, first highest value, and the second highest value is this one. So out of the entire column set, it has determined that this is the second highest value. Now let's say if I go and change this value from 2 to 4, it will give me this value. So if you go here again, so this is the highest value, first, second, third, fourth. So it has properly pulled the value, right, for using the large function here. Trick number 4, how to use the geography data type. Now how it is useful, guys. So I have just added a country here, India, United States. Now I want some useful information, right, to know the capital, leaders, the GDP, currency code, and there are multiple, things you can, pull the information, right? So how you can do that, right? So there is a geography data type out of the box that is provided by the Excel. Okay. So you can go to the data, okay, and then you have to click on this. There's a geography data type here. Click on the geography. Okay, so you will see there's an icon already added here. Okay, now what I can do is, as soon as this you have converted the text to the geography data type, you have to just click on this. Okay, now what is the first column which you want to see? Okay, what is the capital of India, right? So I can find out, okay, capital. So it immediately pull this information for me. Who are the leaders of India? So I can go ahead and see, okay, who is the leaders of India? So it will give me the leaders by highest presidents, right? President, vice president, prime minister, and chief justice of India, and so on, right? So what is the GDP of India? It will give me the GDP of India. What is the currency code of India, right? So I can go ahead and do that. And similarly for the United States also, I can convert this to column data, geography data type, and I can start pulling this, right? So what is the capital of United States, right? So I can go ahead and select this. It's Washington DC. Similarly, who are the leaders of United States? Okay, what is the GDP, right? And what is the currency code? Okay. Yeah, how cool is that feature, right? You can immediately fetch the data type. Okay, trick number 5. Let's say you have two files, right, and you want to do a comparison. I mean, it's a very difficult task to do that, right? So how you can do that? There's an option here. So let's say I have two files here, the current file and sample one and the sample two. Okay. Now how you can do that, right? The view menu. Okay, there would be an option here. Scroll your mouse here, and you see view side by side. Okay, so you have to click on this menu. What it does is it will give you the horizontal view, and as soon as you, let's say you are on the first sheet, right, and you're trying to move your cursor here or down here, you can see that in the second sheet also it has started moving down. So let's say if I'm here, so you see this, I keep moving it also moves it. So here it is very helpful where you can compare the file, in two different files you can compare the records and all. So it's very useful feature out of the box provided by Excel. So let's close this again and we'll go back to the same file again. Now let's study some shortcuts, right? What are the shortcuts? So I will show you some key shortcuts, right, which is very useful in our day-to-day activity which we do and perform on Excel, right, using mouse and all. But yeah, let's study some keyboard shortcuts. So if you want to select the entire row, right, well, how do you do that? You go ahead and select this entire row, right? So one shortcut is you can just press your shift key and hold your space bar here. So it automatically select the entire row. Okay. Now if you want to select the column, you click on this on the header bar and then it selects the entire column. Then again you can do that with the press Ctrl and space key. It selects the entire column. Okay. Now let's say if you want to do a sum of the entire column, I mean either you put a sum value, you type it out equals to sum, and then it do that, right? So one way and shortcut is you can press Alt and then press equal. It automatically do it, and just press enter. It will do the summation of the entire column here. Now if I want to freeze the top row, I mean you can go to the menu and then you can freeze the top row right from the freeze pane. But then there's a one shortcut which you can do it. Just press Alt+W+F+R. So it will freeze your top row. You can see this. Now another shortcut, let's say if I want to apply any filter here, right? I mean you can go ahead and insert the filter here, right? But you can place your cursor here and then press Ctrl+Shift+L. So what it will does is it will automatically put the filter on top of it, and you can start filtering the records here. And if you want to remove the filter, you can again press Ctrl+Shift+L. It will go remove that filter also.
That concludes today's session. If you have any feedback or suggestions, please feel free to share them in the comment section below. Thank you for tuning into the video, and I look forward to see you in the next one. Keep learning and keep growing. Thank you.